Domestic abuse does not discriminate. It can happen to anyone. If you, a friend, or a loved one seeks a path to safety, you can find it through the Shelter for Abused Women and Children. Tamika Seaton is their Senior Development Officer. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you here this morning. Glad to have you part of the shelter. You are relatively new to their cause and to their team. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Tamika, and why you wanted to partner with them and kind of join forces with them.
Absolutely. Well, I'm originally from Los Angeles. I've resided in Naples for 12 years.
Okay, so you're officially a Floridian now, I think.
Absolutely.
An honorary.
Absolutely. Just loving paradise.
Yeah.
Haven't looked back since. I have a diverse background in public and nonprofit. Prior to working for the shelter, I was the public information officer for the city of Naples. I worked out of the mayor's office, and I got this wonderful opportunity as Senior Development Officer with the shelter. I believe in this mission to prevent, protect, and prevail over domestic violence. I always like making a difference, and this was a no-brainer. Just to make a difference in the lives of so many, I just wanted to be a part of that team.
You were telling me that you really had a passion to help the community, and certainly what a great cause and what a great thing that the shelter is doing. Tell us a little bit about this, which I had not heard of before, as much as we've done with the shelter, this Gentlemen Against Domestic Violence, a domestic violence program that you guys are doing, and that's going to lead to this invitation to this great tailgate party coming up. But tell us about the Gentlemen program.
Well, the Gentlemen Against Domestic Violence, which the acronym we call it GADV, it's a group of men who.
Is this a group of gentlemen right there?
Absolutely. Those are some of the founding members of the group. They started in 2008.
Okay.
It started as a luncheon to get together and talk about this issue that was happening in Collier County, and it was not being addressed. And the whole belief in the initiative is that men stand as equal partners with women regarding the issue of domestic violence, because you know, it's not just a woman's issue. So from there, it evolved into a tailgate as a fundraising initiative to support our Raising Gentlemen program, where it supports two advocates, one in Immokalee and one in Naples, who reach out to young men and boys and teach them about teen healthy relationships. Hands are for helping, not for hitting, and to prevent domestic violence before it begins.
Which I love that. It starts at a young age where we can maybe try to change this culture. Again, domestic violence, I mean, the numbers, when you hear the statistics, it's awful. I mean, this is really a common thing that's going on in our community, unfortunately. Talk about this tailgate party. Invite everybody out to this great event that's going to be February 2nd, is that right?
Absolutely. February 2nd at Bay Colony Golf Club. It starts at 4:30. And this is the the GADV method of raising funding. Over 200 men come and network. We'll have Lieutenant Mark Wynn. He'll be the keynote speaker. He's also a child survivor of domestic violence, and he will share his story. The men will have lots of games and contests. There'll be a DJ. Lots of food, and it's just going to be a really great time.
Is this a man party? Is it just men that are allowed to go?
Just for men.
Okay.
Just for men. Men have
Sounds too fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a really, really great time, and we hope to have more men in the community join us to.
What's the best way to get tickets? How can people get involved?
Well, the best way to get tickets is to call the shelter at 239-775-3862.
Okay.
Tickets are $250. And it supports the Gentlemen Against Domestic Violence program. And
perfect. Well, as we close here, if anyone's struggling with domestic abuse in their family, or maybe they have a loved one, can they call the shelter, figure out, maybe that's the first step of figuring out what to do next? What do you encourage people to do?
First and foremost, I encourage them to support the person who is the victim of domestic violence. Don't judge. And also encourage them to get help. Call the 24-hour hotline, 1-800-500-1119, and we'll help them with safety planning.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here this morning. Thank you for all that you're doing here in the community. Congratulations on your new position. We look forward to working with you in the future.
Absolutely.
We'll send it over to Steph.
Up next, we talk purses and pooches, how a purse fashion show will do a world of difference for local pups needing a new home.